Two of Jamaica's young social entrepreneurs will share their social enterprise business models. We've got Jovan Evans, the brilliance behind Pump and Spray. Pump and Spray aided Flint residents in the United States as they coped with lead contamination of their water supply.
Between March and April of 2016, 300 families in Flint, Michigan, USA benefited from a locally invented portable shower called Pump and Spray. Volume? All right. Why did they need a portable shower? Well, the water supply had been contaminated for whatever reason, and the water, you couldn't drink it, and you couldn't take a shower. Now, the interesting thing is that they got a lot of aid, they got a lot of water being sent, but everybody forgot about taking a shower. So persons didn't bathe for days, weeks, even months. Persons were actually going out of state on the weekends just to check into a hotel so they could actually take a warm bath. Right? My name is Jovan Evans, and I'm the inventor of the Pump and Spray. And today I'd like to share my story from the idea to Flint. Now, you're going to ask, what is Pump and Spray? So I have a little video. Maybe this will help. Oh, it doesn't play? Huh?
Water down again?
Oh, I can't believe it.
So guys, who's next?
You're gonna be out in a bucket.
No man, use this. Pump and Spray, it's awesome. No more buckets, no more bending, and it uses less water.
Man, that show was refreshing.
Yeah.
Pump and Spray, available island-wide. Call 808-6582 for more information.
So it's actually available in about 23 retail locations across Jamaica and covering 11 parishes to date. All right? Now, why do people choose this product? Why do they invest in a Pump and Spray? Well, for a variety of reasons. But the primary one is that it uses much less water. And I don't know if you guys remember that crazy drought we had the other day, right? Well, sales were like this, you know? I mean, what was happening was that even though persons had their tanks, they didn't know how much water was there, you know? So they knew they had to use less. Also, it feels good. It's just like a regular shower. And one of the major advantages is that you don't have to bend down. I don't know if anybody here is familiar with... No. So this is how it normally goes, right? You go so, all right? And you dip and... or you bend over like this, you know? But with the 6-foot-long hose, everybody can actually take a refreshing shower, or most persons, right? Also, you can actually take a warm shower with it, with 4 liters regular, 1 liter boiling. You can actually have a warm, comfortable shower. And there are some other benefits, like no backwash. That's when the soap water wash back into the pan, you know, and that. And you have those scenarios where you might have to share the vessel, right? With Pump and Spray, you don't have to do those things, right? Now, you might wonder, how did I come up with this thing? Like, who does that type of stuff, you know? All right, you see that red pan right there, so? One day I forgot to set the water, to catch water in the morning, because what was happening was that in the evenings, they'd cut the water for regular water restrictions. And all end of the sea customers might be familiar with something like that. So I came back home after a long day of work, and I was just like, oh my God, there is no water in the bucket. What am I going to do, right? Now, I'm one of those persons that I can't really go to sleep if I take a shower, you know? If water touch my skin, right? So the first thing I thought was, all right, I need to find something. So I went online, tried to find a solution, but I didn't see anything. What I was actually looking for was something that used small water storage, because I live in an apartment, right? And I don't have much space. Basically, my shower is a 20, probably 30 by 30 square, right? So if you set the bucket, and you bounce back too far, the place can come tumbling down, right? And the whole aspect of getting a tank system didn't appeal to me. Tank systems can be pretty expensive, So at that point, I reflected to a time when I was first introduced to bucket bathing. Now, I grew up, my mom was a single parent, and in the holidays, what she'd do, she'd send me to the deep rural St. Mary to spend time with my grandparents. Now, when we say deep rural, we talk grass that grow between the road. Grass is on the road. Some of you might know what I'm talking about. Now, what would happen is, we were fortunate. We had water pipe to the property. That was a big thing, but we didn't have indoor plumbing. So every day around 4 o'clock evening time, everybody collect water pretty much at within this zinc enclosure. Okay, stand, right? And you do your thing, right? Now, sometimes the pressure was too low, and you basically would have to go all the way down a pig pen for go bathe, right? But I realized, all right, stop. This is 2013. It was 2013 at the time. This is crazy, right? Why isn't there an alternative to bathing from a bucket when there's no water? So I don't know how I got to sleep, but I did it. And the next day, I decided that I was going to take a shot at it, So I started doing research. I learned about wells, pumping systems, all that stuff. And roughly in about 2 to 3 weeks, I came up with the first prototype. Now, I didn't really know where to go, right? But I knew that if I had this problem, chances are other persons would have this problem. And I set out to actually create something that people could buy. Now, the first part in this journey took me to an event called Startup Weekend. This event was organized by Ingrid Riley. I don't know if you know that name. But they normally, the purpose of that event is to generate tech entrepreneurs. So, a real product tech. I was grabbing at straws. I went anyway. And it was there. I did my first pitch. And one of the things that I left with was a quote about a little thing called providence, introduced to me by a gentleman by the name of Arthur Fidd. He was one of the facilitators. And it basically, it's actually a huge quote. This is just the paraphrase. They cut it down. But basically, a lot of great ideas never make the light of day because people didn't commit, right? And I'll just read the rest. The moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. Whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic to it. Begin it now. Now, check this out. My entire story is providence from here on out. At that same event, I met a gentleman by the name of Jovan, who was a product developer from China, from Trinidad and Tobago. Remember my name? Jovan. What are the chances of meeting a Jovan in this world? Right? And he was able to guide me on some basic stuff about making products. And we talked a little bit about 3D printing. Now, eventually, I would apply for a thing called the National Innovation Award. Now, let me tell you how the story really goes, right? I have a friend called Kevin. Kevin, you're here today? Kevin never make it. Kevin was user number 1, right? He was testing the product, right? And pretty much he does video work, and I give him products so that to pay for some little clips that he was doing for me and things. Kevin heard a clip on the radio about applications are open for National Innovation Award. All right? Now, in 2 days, I did the application. I learned that I was the first person to apply. I was very excited. Weeks passed. I kept calling them. It's a thing I do, you'll soon realize. And eventually, I got the news that I was shortlisted. I must carry my things, and we're going to demonstrate at the Scientific Research Council of Jamaica. So I carried my pan. It was the same red pan you saw from whatever. 5 gallons of water, and I was ready now. Now, when I reached the place, packed. Everybody have something. I mean, we have a lot of innovators here, you know. But place packed and thing. Anyway, my time came, and the judge, one of my judges was Professor Kawa. He's the deputy principal of the University of the West Indies. And let me tell you something. When I pumped that thing and the water come out, the man get excited. I don't know why. And he said, this is really good. He's not from Jamaica, right? And man getting tablet, and the other judge is like, want to this one, stir. Anyway, it was at that moment that it was a good moment for me, because it was the first time that somebody, apart from myself, saw what actually I had here. I had an alternative to an age-long problem, you know? And eventually I would move on to get recognized with a National Innovation Award. That's me, and me. There's a lot of me there, but the then Prime Minister, and that's me receiving the award and stuff. Now, this was a critical moment on the journey, because it proved to me that people valued what I was working on. And let me tell you something. At the time, with all the prototyping and stuff that I was doing, I'd spent probably close to $250,000 Jamaican dollars to get something that was sellable, right? So this was huge. It was either this or build apps. So I chose to build Pump and Spray. All right? Now, the next step was, how do I get this thing to the world? You know, I saw a random post of some sort about how to fund a startup posted by the Branson Center. I don't know nothing about Branson. Them time I didn't even realize that Branson was a billionaire, that dude. And I decided to go. And I learned some awesome things. And I said, I have to align myself with these persons. Now, the application for the program had closed off. And I nagged them until they accepted. I have a thing where I just nag you. And eventually they got me in. I think it was to stop the calls and stuff. But how the program works is that over the course of 3 to 4 months, they train you in everything from vision to financial statements, to put you in front of like investors and stuff. You're assessed based on a pitch deck, which is basically a business plan designed like a PowerPoint slide and stuff. And you have to do a pitch explaining the problem you solve, how you plan to make money, and how much money you want. So I would eventually become an entrepreneur, official Branson entrepreneur. Now, here's the crazy thing. The day I got the email about being an official Branson Center entrepreneur was the last day of my 9-to-5 job of 9 years. Can you imagine? What? What had happened was nobody would finance me. So the only option left was to actually leave the company and get the pension funds. And that's what I did. Now, they helped me a lot, the Branson Center, with PR, meeting persons and stuff. And with that same pitch, I got my first, what do you call it there, retailer. And that was Hypro A Super Center. So if you don't shop there, you should shop there, because they're good people, you know. No, let me tell you. Clap. Yeah. I basically came with, I don't want to say nothing, but it wasn't, I've gone through like 4 iterations of my current product. So they accepted it at the first one, which was a big deal. I was basically selling the thing in a sandwich bag. All right, just understand that. You know, the Ziploc blue bag, and you just zip it and zzz, yeah. But it was later on in that same year, this is 2015 we're talking about, at the World Water Day, myself and 2 other Branson Center entrepreneurs decided to create an event to commemorate the final World Water Day. We developed a quiz based on facts about water. And it was then that I realized how important what I was doing really, really was. In fact, that was the first time I ever considered my business, which is Aquaflow Products and Services Limited, as a social enterprise. Well, why? Because I was helping people to conserve water. I was making them feel good, right? Because the reality is, you don't really look forward to coming home to the bucket thing, you know? You really don't. I'm just saying, you know? The use of the product encourages the recycling of plastic water bottles. And even though you know it as a shower device, it can actually be hooked up to wash hands. So you don't actually have to touch the faucet, so spread bacteria and that type of thing. So it's a huge deal. And I think people will benefit from it the world over, especially in those water-stressed countries. Now, the first shot at finance was a Made of More Entrepreneurship Challenge, hosted by Branson, sponsored by Guinness. That's me, crazy smiles. I do that sometimes. And this was actually entrepreneurs pitched for a low interest, zero collateral loan. That's a big thing, you know, when it comes down to financing. Let me talk a little bit about Flint. Basically, I met some guys through the Branson Center who came to understand entrepreneurs, you know. They're really from an accounting background. They wanted to understand the risks so that they can advise their clients on how to invest on them and that sort of thing. But one of them, Esita Duncan, she was there, that's her. She realized that what I had would have been very useful in a place called Flint, Michigan, USA, where the water was contaminated, you know. And we organized a crowdfunding campaign and we raised $12,000 and they used that money to buy the product and we sent it up. Now, this was a crazy experience for me. It was the first time the product was being showcased on US TV, and also, believe it or not, I was interviewed by the New York Times. That was crazy. That was even before I got interviewed locally. I don't know what. I don't know what's up with that, but it happens. It happens, I guess. And then things started to pick up locally and stuff. But the Flint thing was a really good experience, and if anyone out there has on a social mission and you think that my product can be a part of that, then just ring me up. I'm here. Now, I'd like to talk also about grant funding through the DBJ. Any DBJ representatives here today? I'm sure I saw some DBJ people. All right. They went back to work. Possibly. No, I'm a recipient of one of the Ignite grants. They are helping me to increase the awareness of pump and spray and to extend the product line. I have other products. I have other innovations coming on stream this year. So look out for them. Apart from that, one of my most notable accomplishments was moving out of the apartment. You see me there making, yeah, and you see the Ziploc sandwich bag thing there. Now we have like serious shelving. I got a little help. These gentlemen helped me out. And by help, you know what I mean, I pay them and stuff. So now we're doing crazy pump and spray. That's probably a batch of probably 100. And those are the guys that flew down from Washington, Servants Without Borders. They're the ones that I was working with for the crowdfunding campaign. Now, what's next? Well, as I said, extending the product line, and that is going to be an exciting time. Also looking to export more, you know. And I'd just like to say, like how I'm here, you know, thank you to all the customers. I really appreciate the support. Any customers here? Any? No, no. Oh, yeah? Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. Don't leave me hanging. You'll be happy to know that we're on revision 4 and revision 5 and 6 are in the pipelines. And I also like to thank the Branson Center. You heard a lot about them. I'd like to thank Scotiabank. They actually paid for business coaching through Action Coach Jamaica. That's with Marcia Wungchoi. If any guys know that name, you know that she's serious about business. And I'd like to thank the DBJ, last of all. And I want to encourage all of you guys to continue doing what you're doing. And it's like sometimes it's tough, but just stick to it and try and like talk about what you're working on. You don't know who somebody knows that can help you and stuff. Thank you.